types of people, they will do karmas, but they will try to leave away the fruits of the karmas, but only the sattvic people, they will leave away the fruits, but the rest of the people, they will do them and they try to leave them, but they cannot leave them because out of fear of this body and discomfort to the body and spending money with violence and with this inability and all these things, this will never result them to the fruits of this chagam. So this is about the three types of moha taksha parityagaha chaga parikirtitaha. Now coming to the पंचैतानि महाबाहो कारणानि बोधमे सांख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणां सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणां. Now coming to the what is the now Paramatma is trying to dissociate with the Prakriti and Paramatma. Now he is trying. Now till now, what is sannyasam, what is chagam, he has told. But how to get out this fruit of this action? If you now he is going to demarcate between the distinction between the nature and the Paramatma. For every action, there are 5 factors. Panchaitani mahabahu karanani nibodhame. Karanani nibodhame. Sankhye kutante. Proktani sarva siddhaye sarva karmanan. And the Sankhya Yogam that is told by Kapila Maharshi, in that there is Sankhya Shastram. Sankhya Shastram means numbers. In this number, there are about 25 tattvas, 24 tattvas, and the 25th tattva is Jivatma and the 26th tattva is Paramatma. Now, condensing all these things, Paramatma is, or there are 5 factors. 5 factors that is told in Kapila Sankhya Shastram. If you understand these 5 factors, you can understand which is responsible for doing this action. Adhishtanam, Tadhakarta, Karanancha Pradagvidham, Vividhascha Pradakshashta, Daivanchaivatra Panchamam. That is the actual, who are the factors that are responsible for doing this every karma. Adhishtanam means that is the seat of this karma. That is nothing but our own body. Our body is the adhishtanam. Adhishtanam tadha karta. The doer is nothing but the jiva. That is the individual soul. The soul which is dwelling in this body is the karta. Adhishtanam tadha karta. Karanancha pradagvidham. The karanams means the instruments. These are the instruments. What are they? They are the senses. The senses, that is 10 senses, and including the internal inner senses, that is mind and the intellect. So all these put together, they are called Karanancha Pradagvidam. All these varieties of these senses also, they are responsible for this karma. Vividhasya Pradakchashta. The chastas mean the functions done by the vayus, that is the Dasa vayus. The Pancha Pranas and Pancha Upapranas, all these vayus that are responsible, they are also responsible for this 4th factor. Now, Daivan Chaivatra Panchamam, there is a presiding deity. You know, for every sense there is a presiding deity. There will be Devata. Of course, they are also neutral, but they will act and they will sanction and they will encourage according to your mind, according to your knowledge, according to your ambition, they will act. But they are always neutral. But if you are in favor of them, they will definitely do favor to you. Who are they? Dig, Vata, Arka, Pracheta, Asni Devatas. There is Dig Devata. Dig Devata means that is for the ears. Vata means that is for the Vayu Devata, that is for the skin. Arka then means sun, that is for the eyes. Sun. Dig, Vata, Arka, Prachetaha. Pratesa means Varuna Devata, the deity of water, that is for the tongue. And Aswini Devatas are for the nose. knows. These two Ashwini Devatas, they are the presiding deities of the nose. That's why don't tell lies. If you tell lies, the Ashwini Devata, they will be residing at the tip of the nose. They will say, if you say some lie, tadhastu, tadhastu. It should be like that. It is going to be fulfilled. What you are saying, it is going to be like that only. So if you tell lie, that will become lie only. So that's why you be careful while telling before this lie. So all these deities, these presiding deities, they are also responsible for this action of the karmas. What are those 5 factors? That is the body and the soul and the senses and the vayus and the deities. So all these 5 factors are responsible for the karma. Now, if you analyze these 5 factors, body is an inanimate object. It has no chaitanyam. And coming to the soul is the individual soul is deriving energy from the Paramatma. So the Paramatma, from the Paramatma, the soul, individual jiva is deriving energy. Now coming to the senses, without the Pranashakti, the senses won't work. And the other, the 10 vayus, that is Panchapranas and Upapayas, they are under the influence of this life force, that is Pranashakti. And the mind is also under the influence of this Pranashakti. The deities also, they are under the influence of the Pranashakti. Ultimately, the life force is the responsible for the action of this karma. That is the difference, that is the distinction between the nature and the Paramatma. If the Vayu is mobile, that life force is in the form of respirations, all these will come into action. They will come into action. So the movement of the Vayu itself is responsible for this formation of this body, this jiva, and this all these what we call senses. Even for the deities also, this movement of the Vayu. That's why in the coming slokas also we are going to tell about this regarding the slokam, this explanation. So for all these karmas, 5 factors are responsible. How? Now he is telling, Sharira Vang Manobhir Yat Karma Prarabhate Naraha Nyayam va vipritam va panchayate tasya hetavaha. Whatever the action, it is good or bad or positive or negative, whatever the karma, vishuddha or nishuddha or vihita rahita, any karma you do, for all these actions, the sharira yat karma manobhir yat prarabhate naraha, that means out of the, whether the karma is from the thought or the word or the body. So trikarnas, the body, word and the thought, all these will come under whatever if you simply thinking, that will also will come under karma. If you talk something, that will also come under karma. If you do some action with the body, that will also come under karma. So all the 3 types of actions are, they are whether they are positive or negative. Nyayam va viparitam va panchayate tasya hetavaha. All these 5 factors are responsible for all these things. Without knowing these things, but the ignorant man think that the Paramatma himself is responsible for all these karmas. Now he is going to tell, Tatraiva satikartaram atmanantu kevalayaha Pasyat yakriti buddhitvat nasa pasyate durmati. This is the clear-cut explanation about the ignorant man, that is the innocent man, that ajnani. What is that? Tatraiva satikartaram atmanam kevalantu yaha. One who thinks and attributes that the Paramatma is responsible for all these karmas, Pasyat Akrita Buddhitvat, he doesn't have any control over the mind, and he has no purity of the mind. Till now he has not trained his mind. Pasyat Akrita Buddhitvat Nasa Pasyati Durmati. because his knowledge is already perverted because of his less energy and less knowledge. His energy already perverted, vipetam, that has gone into opposite sense. So he will never know the fact that that's why he will attribute that what all the actions are done by all these five factors, but he attributes that the Paramatma is alone responsible. Paramatma is always witness, he is not at all responsible. With this is the clear cut explanation. Even now I will tell you. Yasya nahankrita nahi dehavrta satyam chaktum karmanya sheshatah yastu karma falachagi satchagi chabhidite. Now coming to the jnani, that means nahi dehavrta satyam chaktum karmanya sheshatah. Whatever the person, whether jnani or ajnani, he has to he will do action with this body. Nahi dehavrata siktum chaktum karmanya sheshatah. Nobody can abandon all these karmas, not even a single karma. When he is having this body, sense or body, he can never abandon all this. Nahi dehavrata siktum chaktum karmanya sheshatah. Totally he cannot abandon all these karmas. That's why yastu karma falachagi satchagi chabhidite. So one who yastu karma falachagi, that means one who renounces all these karma phalas, then he can be called as chagi. So renouncing the karma phalas is called chagi, but not simply abandoning the karmas. That's why in the third chapter also Paramatma already told, Niyatum kuru karma tvam karma jayo hyakarmanaha Saririyatra picha na prasiyade chakarmanaha. In the third chapter I also told, Niyatum kuru karma tvam karma jayo hyakarmanaha. It is impossible to get away from all these karmas, all these actions, because Saririyatra api, even the journey of the body, na prasiyade akarmanaha. Without action, their life journey of the body will never continue. That's why here also nahi dehaprata sakyam chaktum karmanya sheshatah yastu karma falachagi satchagi chabidite. So Paramatma is giving much preference to the chagam than renunciation of the karmas. That's why a householder can get salvation, can also get salvation if he renounces the karma phalam. But simply renouncing the karma, that may be possible or may not be possible, but this is possible for everybody. Why? Because if anybody does this infinite pranayama, he can get rid of the fruit of the karma. That's why in the third chapter itself, nahi kaschit kshanabhapi jata tishtat chakarmakuttu Kayate Hyavasa Karma Sarva Prakrit Jair Gunaehi. Not even a single movement, nobody can be away from this karma. So, Pashyan, Srunman, Jigran, that means even while respiring, while saying, whatever he does with the senses, all these will come under karmas only. So, nobody can abandon all these karmas. Simply, he has to leave away the fruit of the karma, but not simply abandon the karma. That's why the possibility of every person is only to leave the karma phala, not to leave the karma. That's why Paramatma fundamentally told that this is possible for everybody. Even you need not renounce from this samsaram, you need not get away from this house, and you need not go to forest, but simply do this internal karma and do external karma and get away from the fruit of the karma. Anishtam ishtam misranjit trividham karmana phalam bhavati achagina precha natu sanyasanam vachit. Here also Paramatma is continuing how Anishtam ishtam misranjit trividham karmana phalam. Anishtam means that is disagreeable. That is not wanted. That is not wanted. Yashtancha means that is agreeable. Yashtanjat misranjat trividha karmana phalam. The fruits of the karmas are three types. They are anishtam, ishtam, misrancha. Here ishtam, misram and anishtam mean that with less energy, that is called anishtam, with more energy, that is called ishtam, and the combination of this will come under this misrancha. In the Prashnopanishad it says, Ada punyena punyam lokam nayati, papena papabhyam, papam ubabhyameva manushyalokam. In the Prashnopanishad it says, the persons who does this punyam here in the sense of, in terms of energy. So with much energy, he will go to Urdhalokas, that is Devalokas. With less energy, he will go to lower births, and Ubhabhyameva Manushyalokam. The combination will come to this human world. Like that here, Anishtam Isram, that means with less energy, he will go to lower births. With more energy, he will go to higher births. And with minimum amount of moderate energy, he will come to this human birth. Bhavat Chachaginam. So, Precha, after death, if anybody who doesn't abandon the fruit of this karma, he will face one of these three varieties of karmas, that is Ishtam, Anishtam or Misram. So, Bhavati Achagina, who doesn't renounce the fruits, he will have to face these three karma, three types of births. Natu sanyasanam kvachit. One who renounces totally by doing all this karma. Who can renounce? Who can renounce? Buddhiyukto jahate ube sukrita dushkate tasma yoga yujyasva yoga karmasa kausalam. You have to combine the second chapter with this slokam. Paramatma is say buddhiyukto jahati iha ube sukrita dushkate. A yogi alone will leave away the fruits of the karmas here itself, whether it is good or bad. That's why to get away from this fruits of the karma, you have to do yogam, because yogam will give you the skillness to get away from these fruits of these karmas. So a yogi alone will renounce. For a yogi, he will never face the three types of karma phalas. But the rest of the people, they will go to higher birth or lower birth, or there is a chance of coming to this human form. Anishtam ishtam isranjit rividham karmana phalam bhavati achaganam precha natu sanyasinam kvachit. So, a person who renounces all these karma phalas, he will never be born again. He will never be born again. Now, Adhishtanam Sriramam now regarding this Paramatma, already I forgot to tell you two slokas. That is, after telling this Tatraiva Satikattaram Atmanantu Kevalayaha Pasyat Chakruti Buddhitvad Nasapasyate Durmati. Now he is continuing. That is Nadveshta kusalam karma kusale nanushajyate chagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna samsayaha. Medhavi chinna samsayaha. Now he is telling, he has already told, Nadveshta kusalam karma. Nadveshta kusalam karma means whatever the favorable karma comes, he will never hate it. Whatever the unfavorable come, he has to face, he will never hate it. Nadvesh akusalam karma. Kushale nanusajyate. Whether it is favorable karma is coming, he will never accept it. He will be always neutral. Chagi sattva samavishto medhavi chenna samsaya. Because he has already got this spiritual knowledge by practice of this yogam, he will be quite intelligent man, and he got rid of all these doubts, cut asunder. He has already got doubts cut asunder. He won't have any doubts, and he is already clarified, God clarified that whatever the action done is done by the Prakriti only, not the Paramatma. That's the way he will be always keep quiet. See, here also most of the people, even in so many Bhagavata or Bharata, Ramayanas also, the great people, even the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Sri Rama killed Vali behind the tree. See, actually to say it is against dharma, for ordinary person we say that it is against dharma. He has killed Tataka, who is a female. So this will come under adharmas. But if you go to the details of it, whatever the action done by him, he is not done. He has not. He is simply a witness. Paramatma is a witness, but the rest of the factors are done that Prakriti has done according to the karmaphala of that Vali, according to the karmaphala of that Tataka, Lord Rama, without any doership. He killed that Vali and Tataka. So that's why he has no bondage, because he has no doership with that karma. Even Lord Sri Krishna also killed so many asuras, rakshasas in the early childhood, including Kamsa, but he has also never had any type of doership. Mind you, in the 4th chapter, he has already told, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yomam veti tattvatah chaktva deham punajjanma iti mame pandava Ajepusan ayatma bhutanam isropusan prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavam atmamaya. Always, he is always witness, and he has no doership. He doesn't have any kartrutva bhavana. Without a kartrutva bhavana, he is in nature, he is a Prakriti, has done all these things, so he is not at all responsible for the fruit of the karma. Here also, the person who does this internal sadhana, he will never have this kartrutva bhavana. He will leave because he is going upward, he won't have any body sense, then he won't have any kartrutva bhavana or this doership. Like that, anishtam misram misrincha trividham karmana phalam bhavat chachaganam precha natu sanyasanam kachit. Now, Paramatma started telling that yasya nahankuto bhava buddhir yasya nalipyate hatvapi saiman loka nahanti nanibajyate. Yasya nahankuto bhavo buddhir yasya nalipyate. One who doesn't have this egoism, without contact with this intellect also, he doesn't have contact with this intellect, that is buddhi, and without any egoism, buddhir yasya hatvapi, even if he does, he kills anybody, if he slays anybody, Sayaman loka nahanti nanibajyate. He is not going to kill anybody because he has no doership, he has no kartrutva bhavana. Only the Prakriti has done this. So even if he does any untoward action, that is by murder or anything, he will never be touched again. Why? Because Paramatma is always witness. Najayate mriteva kadhachinnayam bhutva abhavitavana bhuyaha. In the 2nd chapter in the Atma Tattvam already told that the Paramatma is najayate, he is never born. Mriteva, he is never ended, he will never face the death. Always eternal, he is Purano, he is everlasting. So everlasting and not born, he will never have this type of doership. That's why even if he does anything, he will never be bonded. That is the clear-cut definition of this kartrutva bhavana. So whether you do any action or not, but the thing is, you should never have this kartrutva bhavana. Who will have that kartrutva bhavana? When his life force comes down and he will have with this body sense, with this mind, with this we will have this doership, then only he will be responsible for the fruit of this action, root of this action. Adhishtanam tadha karta, adhishtanam jnanam jnayam parijnata trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti trividha karma sangraha. Now again he is telling the factors responsible for all these karmas. Jnanam, jnayam, parijnata. Jnanam means knowledge, knowledge about the God. Jnayam means that is the noble, that is a target. And parijnata means the knower, the knower. These three factors are responsible for doing this. That means without knowledge you don't do anything. Without the jiva you don't do anything. Without the target you don't do anything. So for all these karmas, three factors, that is they are the impulses, they are above, they are responsible from above, that is jnanam, jnayam, parijnata. And karanam karma katteti, trividha karma sangraha. These are the basic factors. The basic factor. Karanam means that the instrument, that is the instrument, that is the life force. Karma, that is the karma. Karanam means the senses. The karta means the jiva, the soul. And karanam karma katteti. Karanam karma katteti, that is the functions, the senses, and the karta means the soul. So the soul and other instruments with the life force, they are the responsible for the basic factors for doing this karma. Now regarding this Paramatma, if you know this classification, you can understand what is correct, what is not correct, we can understand. Paramatma is now, from here onwards, is going to describe about 6 factors, 6 qualities, that is about this jnanam, that is jnanam and karma and karta and buddhi and dhruti and ultimately the sukham. Jnana means knowledge, karanam means, karma means the instrument, and the karta means the doer, that is the soul, the jiva, and this buddhi means intellect, and dhruti means the firmness, the braveness, the sukham means the pleasure. So regarding all these factors, there are 3 types of gunas, that is already, that is told in the 14th chapter, that is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam. What all the left about the 3 gunas, now Paramatma is ultimately finishing with these 3 things. What are they? Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas. So for even for knowledge, even for the karma, even for the karta, even for the buddhi, even for the dhuti, even for the pleasure, sukham, all these 6 qualities, they are divided into sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. Sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. What are they? First, coming to the jnanam karma cha karta cha trividham prochate gunasankhyaani yadavat srunuthanyapi. You please hear me in detail about these 3 gunas. What are they? Now coming to the this jnanam. Jnanam means sarvabhuteshu enaikam bhavam avyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi satvikam. This is most important quality of a yogi. That is the sarvabhuteshu enaikam bhavam avyayamikshate. There are 3 factors. Here the Paramatma is ekam, that is alone, avyayam, that is indestructible, imperishable, and bhavam avyayam, and avibhaktam vibhakteshu. Avibhaktam means indivisible, vibhakteshu means divisible. You say in nature, whatever you say in nature, it looks like divisible. But the single entity, that is Paramatma, is there everywhere. That Paramatma alone is seen, that single entity is seen as divisible. So you have to see the indivisibility in the divisible. That singularity, seeing that single entity, avibhaktam vibhakteshu. That means the indivisible is seen in the divisible is called sattvika jnana. That is the thing. So here is important. Suppose for example there is an ocean, there are waves. If you see waves, the waves are so many, they are distinct and they are separate. But if you see the ocean, all the waves are there in that ocean only, but all these waves will be seen as a single entity. They will be seen as single entity. You should see the ocean, but don't see the waves. So that is the nature. That type of knowledge is called sattvika jnanam. That type of knowledge is called sattvika jnanam. Sattvika jnanam is always, mind you, wherever there is a word sattvam means that is for a yogi only. Tapasa prapite sattvam. So sattva guna jnanam will be achieved only by a yogi. So sarvabhutesh yenaikam bhavam avya vikshate avibhaktam bhakteshu tajnanam vidhi sattvikam. This is the uniformity. Uniform knowledge seeing everywhere is called sattva-guna jnanam. Coming to the rajoguna jnanam, pradagdvena tejnanam nana bhavan pradagvidan vet sarveshu bhuteshu tajnanam vidhi rajasam. Here the rajoguna jnanam will be like this. You will be seeing everywhere a separate entity. You are separate, I am separate, wave is separate, that wave is separate, this wave is separate, the creature is separate, they are separate, the devatas are separate, human beings are separate, lower birds are separate, beasts are separate, reptiles are separate, bacteria are separate. Like that, if you go on thinking like that, all these souls, they are separate, they are individuals. That individual separated knowledge is called rajoguna jnanam. Pradagvena yajnanam nana bhavan pradagvidan vet sarveshu bhuteshu. You will see all these beings are separate. That's why with this rajoguna knowledge only, everybody is very fond of. Why? Because if you want to prosper, you will have to see some people, they will go to astrology, they will do jatakam, they will see the jatakam. What is my past? What is my future? What is the like that they will be going on. They will resort for all these things, thinking that he is a separate individual. Even the other than this yogam, rest of the effort they will lead you to this rajoguna jnanam only. Rajoguna, because they will lead you to individual prosperity only, but not to lead you to the single entity. That is not sattvaguna jnanam. Tamoguna jnanam.